big change coming to some of New York City's top restaurants that could have a major change on dining far beyond this city. Danny Meyer, the restaurant impresario behind the very popular Shake Shack burger empire, saying he's going to eliminate tipping at all 13 of his full-service dining establishments in the Big Apple, which includes some high-profile restaurants. Many of them Harris has eaten at. According to one industry, I'm just joking.
I do love fries.
One industry observer is saying this is the first time zero gratuity will be the universal policy for a major American restaurant group. Of course, this means higher wages for servers and higher menu prices for you. Meyer saying he's doing this to remain competitive. All right, I have a lot of chef friends at the James Beard award-winning level. Everybody's talking about this, but it's not just the chefs and the restaurant chains talking about this. At the consumer level, we will face higher prices. I mean, this is just his restaurant chain starting. What do you think about this?
I like being able to slap down a fat tip to impress the waitress. Don't take that away from me. I like to be able to show off a little bit. But I mean, listen, when you go to Europe, the service is terrible because there's no tipping and they don't have any motivation to hustle.
So this is a good point.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. You work for tips.
Jesse's like waving a $5 around. He's like, hey, you know what? This could all be yours for the rate of like a strip club. 20. Oh, I don't want to make it cheap. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
You know what? I do have a problem with raising the prices. You and I just yesterday were talking about Walmart and how they're hurting because they've raised their prices. I mean, look at what's going on with them. Not their prices, but their wages. And then in order to pay for that, they've got to raise prices. So if the food is fabulous, but the service is awful, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. So you're going to raise your prices, but you're going to lose me.
So you're talking about, Andrea, restaurants like Modern, which is the restaurant in the Museum of Modern Art, which Danny Meyer, I mean, he revolutionized museum dining. I mean, he really did. He's also got Gramercy Tavern, among other fancy restaurants.
Some of the best restaurants in New York City. So as much as I want to believe that the service will slide, he'll probably keep an eye on it, although that's the biggest concern. If this bleeds outside of, say, the restaurant chain of Danny Meyer, I agree with Jesse. As someone who grew up in the restaurant business, my parents, they own a number of restaurants. If you take away that incentive to work your tail off and everybody's just getting that flat wage, you're not going to see the servers hustle. I mean, that was why we moved. Well, my dad was also screaming at me from the kitchen, but that was why we were motivated
to move. Please, I love his voice.
You know, he'd move it, you know, if it would be talking, move it faster, go, 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 you know, and that's not going to be there. Why, if you're all going to get the same amount of money?
Well, so Danny Myers, to be clear, says that he's doing this for several different reasons, but one of which, and the first one he mentioned in the press release, was he was doing this to attract top talent. He said that there's a big problem in the city with lack of tipping. The Europeans are one of the big complaints, that they don't understand that we do tip and reward good service in this country. He's had people who have left, waiters who have left crying because they had a big meal and a big customer and got tipped nothing. So he's doing that to protect his workers.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. Something tells me that Meyer is going to make a lot more money in this policy. I mean, I don't think this guy's doing this out of the benefit to help the wait staff. I feel like it's going to help the bottom line.
He said he's going to lose about $1 million to $1.2 million, I think, a year because of this, because apparently of some tax
loopholes. He's a bad businessman.
Well, but I think he's doing this, he said, because the back staff, the staff in the kitchen, is making virtually nothing, whereas the waitresses are all raking in the money from the tips.
But he said he will have to raise menu prices.